Hey guys, welcome back to another deck profile from CC Card Gaming. Today we have John here. Tell us what you did today.
Hey guys, it's John once again. Again, I was able to actually win another event here in OC, the Melbourne Regional. Funnily enough, this is the event I literally feel like I always win because it's the first event I ever won. I won it the year after 20 a bit of hiatus, same with 2021, but here in 2022 I was able to win it again.
Yeah, definitely. We got a hometown advantage here, but nonetheless, you did win back-to-back in-person event, which was Brisbane Fest,
Yep.
and also this regional. So, congrats to you.
Thank you. Yeah, look, I'll just quickly say now the pricing for this event was definitely nowhere near as good as it was in the Queensland for Card Fest, even though it was a very similar format. So I actually had the mentality today to play a deck that is not as like more of a rogue strategy. A lot of people know, as we got here, Android 16, right? I got the pop for it, But yeah, a lot of people have been ever since. Shout out to Jared Lopez, I believe, the American player who piloted to second place at the American Nationals, also played it well. He actually inspired me to play this deck at the OC Nationals last year, and the way he played the deck was a way I didn't actually consider playing it before. And once I saw him how he played it, to like how I'd considered the correct way to play the Android 16 build, really opened my eyes up to how powerful this deck is, and especially with the newer cards that just came out in the Realm of the Gods set, as well as I'm looking even more into the future with Ultimate Squad coming out. There's already been confirmed the new Android 17 and 18 super combo of the time of making this video. That's for blue-green. That works really well in this deck. I'm assuming they're going to be making a new 16 card. It might have a rival, might not, but either way, I do believe it'll work in this deck. And yeah, I just think the deck's really fun. And also not U7, which again, I wanted to make the point of this event was to do well with a deck that wasn't U7. Something spicy for you guys that everyone might not see all the time.
Yeah, definitely. For those that don't know, I also play Gogeta Zeno, so we're not going to talk about that because I'm not going to do another deck profile on that.
Benny actually was the person I played in the final. We were playing first and second, so that's pretty hype. But Benny's deck's fairly similar to the one he played at Cardfest.
That's correct. Yep.
Essentially, almost the same, if I'm not, besides some sideboard changes. But
pretty much the same. Maybe one or two cards different. That's about it. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's about it. So we've got the deck profile here for you guys. So...
Did you want to run us through your matchups for the day?
Yeah, so for some matchups, it was a long day because this is the first time a lot of players have been complaining that they don't like the play until undefeated rule. So this is the first time there was like announced 8 rounds. That's it, 8 rounds. So we played 8 rounds, and then it was top 4 for this event. A bit scary, but we'll stay able to clutch it out. So I actually started off the day going 5-0. My matchups were first round was against a God Trunks, against Rohan, I believe. He was pretty good. We had a really close game. I can't remember if I saw my ramp or not, but I was able to just win that one quite well. Once the new build in this deck actually has a really good time into black, which we'll get into once we actually look at the deck. So that was a good matchup. Versus U7, I think this deck actually has a really good time against U7. Again, if you guys watch my U7 profile, I talked about so much how I hated blue, the blue matchup. This deck ramps to get you to blue unison faster. So again, U7 I don't think it's the hardest matchup in the world. My third round was actually against the Flip Gohan leader, from the Sane Showdown. I think that it caught me by surprise. I think I overflanked, though, won that one pretty well. Then still was my fourth round. Actually, versus Will Smith, our teammate of ours, he was playing SS4 ramp. I was able to solitaire him, get to 0 cards in hand, close it up from there. Round 5 was against... Who was round 5 again? I'm having it's been such a long day, so I can't really...
Did you verse Tyson?
I did.
No, you verse Umet?
I didn't. I versed Umet round 5 against another U7. Yeah. Again, was able to clutch that out pretty well. Again, I think this deck has a fairly good time into U7. Yep. My first lot, I actually lost 2 rounds there. I lost round 6 against...
Randy?
Adelaide? Yeah, you're cracked. You actually made me sweat I haven't sweat for a while,
Yeah, honestly, Randy was such a nice guy. I also played against him as well. Shout out to you. You came all the way from Adelaide with your brother. Honestly, it was very nice meeting you in person. You played really, really well.
Yeah, so you were really good. So I lost to him. Then, funnily enough, actually in the next round, I versed Benny and lost to Benny as well. He kind of smoked me. And then my final round, I versed another U7. Tim from our locals was able to clutch it out again. I think this deck actually has... I didn't test that matchup a lot. As a matter of fact, I almost didn't come today just because of some personal stuff that happened the night before. But I ended up coming last minute, so I'm very happy I came. Obviously, I was able to win. But yeah, so after that, we went to top 4 where I versed... I finished 3rd overall in the event. Benny was 1st seed. Randy again was 3rd seed. And
Randy was second
seed. I was 3rd, and then Tyson was 4th. Benny beat Tyson, and I beat Randy. I kind of got the download from our first game I lost. Download complete. Smoked him. I knew what to do. So, wait, Randy, if you're watching this, you're a sick boy, And then Benny in the finals is really intense. Benny got fairly unlucky in the finals because he whiffed thwarting. And once again, this matchup is so net positive. So normally The biggest thing about 16 before this set is that the only turn 2 play was literally just ramp, and if you didn't ramp, it felt really bad. Now, thanks to the new, I'll just show one of the good cards here, the Kusu, Angel of U10. This card is insane for the deck, and this card, I'll be talking about changes I'll make to the deck, but if you're playing blue-green, this is a 4 in your deck, no questions asked, you know?
So better pick up the SPRs now,
SPRs
from
now.
Shameless Plug here, Collector's Company. Yeah,
you
know, you don't want to get out singles.
Yeah, so this is the playmat. This is arguably the biggest thing about Pride. This playmat looks
this playmat is definitely one of my favorite. And a shout out to John because he's actually giving me to this as a present. So I really like this playmat. I'll definitely treasure it. So yeah, we'll go over his deck right now then.
Alright, so for those of you who do not know what the leader does, the leader has a permanent skill saying all your Android 16s that have Arrival have the energy exhaust skills negated, which is huge. It essentially means in this build of the deck, I run 15 check lands. The auto skill is that when it attacks, you discard a card from your hand, an Android card from your hand, sorry, doesn't matter what color it is, and then you draw 2 cards. And then the Awaken Condition, which is the coolest part about this deck, it has 2 Awaken Conditions. The first one is when you're at 4 life or less, you can awaken, untap 1, and draw 1. Or if there's 5 energy between you and your opponent, you can draw down to 5 cards in your life, untap 1, and draw a card, then flip the leader over. This is huge. So, because of how this deck works, let's just say now, a big thing about this deck and a big thing about Best of 1 being having a deck that's able to actually optimally go first or second is huge. So, if I'm first, I'm generally getting to the big energy threshold of this deck is 4 energy. If I'm going first, I charge, pass, they charge, do whatever, back to me, I ramp, I'm on 3, they go, they start their turn, it's 5. It's 5 energy between us, so I can then awaken, start arrivaling stuff during my combo step, and then on the following turn, when I'm on my 3rd turn, I'm at 4 energy to their 2. I brew Unison out, and that's very oppressive. And also, if you're going second, you actually get access to using this auto twice before awakening. Generally, you always awaken when you can, because you want to start just deploying the Android 16s from your energy. Then we'll go to the Awaken side. Android 16 Bottomless Inferno. This card is very beautiful. I actually really like the art of this card, but they've got the permanent skill again, all the energy exhaust negated, which is huge. Other permanent skill, you're actually able to activate Arrival from your energy, as long as it's blue-green Arrival. So that does mean you can play non-Android Arrival cards in the deck. I don't think there's anything that's worth playing that isn't an Android. Maybe in the future there will be, but this skill is really powerful. It means you kind of like your energy is also an extension of your hand. And these skills go hand in hand. We'll do the active battle first. During either player's turn, you can combo up to 1 blue-green Android card from your drop area, essentially making it once per turn. On either player's turn, your leader is a 25k card. Really good. You don't get the effects from the combo to play for most of them, but the fact that you just I combo this from my drop area, gain 10k pump, feels really good. And then the auto, once per turn during either player's turn again. When you play an Android card from your energy, you ramp the top card of your deck. So this is mainly when your Arrival something comes into play. It did come up a couple of times where if you have bad Omen in your energy, you can tap 4, play it, and then use your leader to gain an energy first before doing the Omen effect. So even though this leader does not draw on the backside, the fact that you have your hand as an extension of your energy, kind of think of it like the King Piccolo skill where you combo a card from your life, then you play a new card there. You put the top card from your deck in your life face up, then you combo something from your life. It's essentially the same thing, but you're doing it from your energy instead. That's kind of the way I look at it. But yeah, this leader's pretty good. The fact that you're able to run so many check lanes, it's quite nice.
Yeah, and a free 10k on both players' turn for activated battle is nothing to scoff at all. Like that's legit your draw, pretty much.
It is literally your draw. Next, we'll go over the main reason to play this deck, the Android 16 Energy Amplification. This card is kind of like the card that got banned Objection. You tap 2 energy, and then you just charge the top card from your deck into your energy in rest mode. Really powerful effect. Obviously, being able to get ahead on the energy curve is huge. One of the popular blue leaders is SS4
Ramp?
Yeah, SS4 Vegeta Ramp, and this card essentially guarantees that without having to swing. And the big thing about the only drawback of this card is that once you activate the skill, you're not allowed to play battle cards with energy cost of 30 or 35,000 power. That essentially just means you can't play stuff like Turning the Tide, Kale, Grade 8 Baby, stuff like that. But I think there's plenty of stuff in the deck that makes up for that. Next, we go to our checklands, quote unquote. So we've got 4 Steadfast Defender, 4 Limited Disengage, and 4 Steadfast Comeback. And we also have the other Android 17, which we'll go over in a little bit.
16.
16. I don't know why I can call it 16, but 17. Yeah. But yeah. So these 2 17s have the same. All these cards have Arrival, right? This winner one here, best looking one by the way. You pay 1 energy to arrival this for 1 blue. Has to be 1 blue. Some other ones are blue or green. Sometimes both. But when you play this card, you have the option to either A, KO a battle card 4 or less, or B, search for a energy amplification from your deck. I will combo an Android 18 Super. If I don't have energy amplification and I'm going first, I'll leave this in my hand and Android 18 Super Combo Live or even Limited Disengage, and I'll combo play this out and just search there for the ramp. The ramp is super important in the deck. You want to do that, but also the ability to kill 4 or less, super good. And in later phases of the game, you can just play this. It's a +1. You play it from your energy. You get to add this from your hand, which you can just pitch from Revive or just other bits and pieces later on in the game. Very good card. Definitely kind of like, I'd say the glue of the deck. I'd say both these cards are like what keeps this deck really like just glued, I guess. Otherwise, the deck can feel quite clunky. But yeah, that's what Steadfast Defender does. Then we've got Limiter Disengage. This card is insane. So for starters, this card has so many effects. Energy Exhaust, Blocker, Arrival for blue or green. Sometimes, which this problem will never happen again, your ramp is Zamasu and you have to pay a green for it. And that feels horrible. If you play this deck ramping as Zamasu, sucks. But being able to use this to do blue or green, great. Revive, limit once, blue-green. So basically, once this card's KO'd, you can discard a blue-green card from your hand, and you just get to play him back in active mode with the Revive skill negated. Permanent skill, if you have a dual-color energy, this card's energy cost is reduced by 1, so it's a free 5k combo. The order has the same as the Blue Unison effect, where if it's in rest mode at the end of the turn, it goes back to active mode. And then this active battle is also huge as well. You can actually, in the combo step during your opponent's turn, you can kill this, KO this card, and then remove a marker from an opposing unison. And the cool thing about this skill, it triggers your Revive skill. So let's just say now they swing, I block. I activate my active battle skill, I sack this, discard a dead blue-green card in my hand, such as maybe an extra Steadfast energy amplification from hand, and then I remove a marker from a unison, and I have this back out on board. This card is huge. This is the card that kind of pushed the deck over the top. Like, this Women of promo was nice. This is, again, I consider this the glue of the deck, but this card is, like, actually, like, just insanely high value. So yeah, that's what.
Real question here: did you catch anyone like playing against Android 16? Like, if you're not careful, you don't know what the cards do because it is quite rogue. Like, obviously, like, did you catch anyone off guard, like swinging with like a 4-drop or less and then popping them for game, or like when they try to double strike on a unison for game and then you can do this?
I definitely not today, but I have in the past tons of times playing this card because a lot of people are lazy when they versus deck. They see all these cards are the same, but really not. They're complete. Like, a lot of them function fairly differently. But like the power of them is just huge.
Yeah.
The last 16 we have here is our Steadfast Comeback. Again, Energy Exhaust. He's got dual attack. Is 20k, really nice. Blocker and Revenge. So usually what I do when I rival this guy, I'll swing with him once and just leave him in active mode to block, because being able to force your opponent to swing into this, trade one of the powerful cards for this guy, he's done his job. He's pressured an attack. He's got his auto skill off, which he has 2 autos. One of them's being irrelevant. You just use a 1-drop Android, put in the drop area, irrelevant. The other one's like when you combo with this card from your hand, or when you play it, your opponent has to discard a card. That's huge. That's a raw, like, +1, you know? Or -1 for them. But, yeah. You rival him, they pitch a card, you can combo him as well. The fact that you don't even need to play the card, just... When you push for pressure in this game, like, the thing that people misunderstand about Android 16, Android 16 can function fine without a hand. Your whole deck objective is to get your opponent's hand to, like, a low possible... Not pure hand control, but one of your ways you win is you attack your opponent's hand, and cards like this just do such a fantastic job of doing it, you know?
Yeah, I think Jared Lopez did a really good showcase on, like, you know, how this deck, when he had no cards in hand and he was still able to beat Jordan Markle's Cell Surge, like, yeah, you don't really need a hand to function with this. You can do so much as long as you have your energy.
Yeah, as long as you get the cards in your energy, that's the main thing. So where my main build differs a little bit after I made some tweaks to it is my next Android 17 and 21 options. So I'll just show them all here. So we have Android 17, the Steadfast Ally, Android 21,
16.
Android 21 Bad Omen, and then Android 21 Delicious Destructive
Villain.
Destructive Villain is how to read.
We don't need to know the name. It's just a 5k combo.
It's literally, yeah. So I'll quickly go over why I only run 3 Android 17. Yes, we have 15 check lines in the deck. I think that's more than enough. Yes, a lot of people do 4 4 4. The only thing is that realistically, this card's like not really being played until turn 4. And turn 4 is the turn we usually have our Blue Unison, right? So in that being said, we don't actually need 5 of this. It's very rare that 4 of this, it's very rare you're going to resolve more than 2 in a single game. Bad Omen, on the other hand, however... you want to resolve this more than once, if that makes sense. You want to have one live for the this Android 16 to arrival, and then you just want to have more of it available to you, right? Like, the thing is that, as we were saying before, when this card's in your energy, you can just pay 4 and then play it from your energy, and then the leader will replace the energy, then you do the thing. The thing about Omen is that it lets you burn a damage, no questions asked, you know? Being able to play this off the arrival in 17 on either player's turn, burn them for 1 life crit and also kill a battle card is just insane. And the reason, like, again, yes, it's not energy exhaust, but only running 2 of this, which a lot of the decks do, chances are it might go into your energy, so you can't rival. It might be 1 in life. You might have to discard 1 early. So it's more the fact you want to make sure you care more about seeing this, because if this gets ramped, don't care. You know, you need to see 1 of this, whereas this is just way more important to see. You know, so it's kind of, even though it's 3/3. And it's like, in theory, yeah, whatever. But there's so many times where I'll just pay this 4 for my energy if it gets random. Burn a damage. This card's just too good. Yeah, the effects is just insane. And then lastly, this Android 21, it has the villainous effect, which is kind of like whatever. You never will resolve that. It says that if you have another villainous card in play, when you play this card, your opponent has to discard a card. Never coming up. The auto may come up where you can choose an energy and sacrifice it when you play it. And then you choose all your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less, place them at the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. This is fairly relevant to like King Piccolo, U7, stuff like that, but that's not even why I play it. The point of it is this on the side here, 0 plus 5k combo. Because we've changed the deck to include Kusa, running the other blue-green 21, which I actually do have on the side, just didn't really feel relevant. Like, the fact that it's like 10k combo in hand so many times instead. So what you can do, this is like the line of play. Let's just say now, I have this in my hand, and I have this in my energy, yeah? I'll rival this. I'll search for my deck for any Android 21. I'll add this to my hand. And then this lets you add a 21 to your hand. Then you play a 21 from the hand. It could be 2 different cards. So I'm able to play my 10k combo, which is dead in my hand. And I get a 5k combo in hand instead. Just small things like that. Like, it actually helped me push through damage for one of the games. Just being able to get a 5k combo versus a additional 10k combo, you know? So I think this is actually correct to run this card. Literally not because it's a good card. I think it's a fine card. There's situations where you will play it. But this Android 21 Battle Omen is just always objectively better. But it's the fact that this is a 5k that you can kind of like, you know, filter your hand a little bit. You add this, if you've already got this in hand when you rival, you add the 5k combo and then you play the Battle Omen. But if they were to release a better 21 card, this card will definitely get replaced or go back into the side. Again, situationally super good. But it's literally just because that's a 5k combo, more or less.
5k combo is always good, especially against the more aggressive decks, you know? Like, 5k combo is really good to combo. Like, free combo. You won't have to brick into those.
Exactly. So the next we have our Android 18 cards. Speedy Substitution. When you play it, look at top 5 for any Android card you see there, add it to your hand. And then also at the end of your turn, when you play this card, you can choose a blue-green card in your energy and return it to your hand. Then put a blue-green card in your hand back into your energy. So the big thing about this, when you're flipping cards with your leader, when you're ramping, chances are you sometimes will ramp a super combo. You can play this later in the game, just do your thing, add the super combo, search, add a card to your hand, then use the auto skill, add the super combo that you've tapped for something else for the turn back to your hand, and then put a Android 17 or a Bad Omen in your energy. And it feels really good being able to grab these back from your energy. And then, yeah, Android 18 Bionic Blitz is literally you combo it, your opponent has to bottom deck a card from your hand. Super broken. Like, honestly, the fact that this deck essentially runs 12 combo cards that force your opponent to either discard or bottom deck a card is insane. Just insane. And that's it for the Android card. So now, this might be a thing that a lot of players aren't too sure about, and this is like, I'm just speaking from my experience today. Zamasu and Kusu. I love Zamasu. When it's on board, it does so much work. Every turn you swing, make them bottom deck, make them pitch. Two things that are so bad about Zamasu right now. The first thing, and this is the biggest thing, even though I only run 2 Zamasu, a lot of it lists the standard number is 3. So many times, when on turn 2, I play my Energy Amplification, the card I ramp is a Zamasu. That is just the worst possible scenario that can happen to you, right? You cannot play your bonus in turn 4. You're playing you can't just waste. Yeah, you have an extra energy, but this energy is useless, right? And the other thing too is that red is such a powerful color in this current format. Mainly like things being like U7 and King Piccolo. This card just gets cleared. The big thing about this card, you can just sit it on board and it just doesn't die. So every turn it's gaining value. Like, but unfortunately, it's just so easy to clear this card now, even though it has indestructible to like the meta decks. And just too many times I would ramp this. Even today, the very first game I played today, I played my Energy Amplification, and the first card I ramped was this card. This card is not worth it. You cut this card for Kusu. And another thing about it too, a lot of players that know how to play against 16, they play anti-hand destruction cards such as the Bura, and if you're yellow or green, you have the 1-drop cards, the Gohan and Vegeta, where if it's pitched, you play it for free and draw a card. You swing, they pitch that, they draw 2. It feels super duper neg. So moving forward, I'll be cutting Zamasu for the 2 extra Kusus I have in the sideboard. And keep in mind, today was best on one side. Once it clicked that Zamasu was dog, it was just so bad. I cut this every time for 2 more Kusu. It just felt infinitely better. So now that we've made adjustments to our main board, this is what Kusu does. This card is insane. So it's got energy exhaust, counterplay for 2, so blue-green. Auto, when you if you have one or more multicolor energy, when you combo this card, or when you play it from your hand, your opponent chooses a card and bottom decks it. That's insane. So the same as the other, literally the same effect as our super combo. We'll combo it for 1, bottom deck a card. Play it for 2, bottom deck a card. And the other effect, which is just as broken, and this card lets you have a good time into black because all their cards are 6 drops. When you play this card for 2, you choose one of your opponent's cards and bottom deck it. That's it. That is insane. So you're telling me my opponent, perfect example against Benny, he plays his thwarting. This literally happened in the finals, yeah?
Rip.
Benny plays his thwarting. I counterplay for 2. I choose thwarting. Thwarting goes to his bottom deck, and he has to choose a card from hand in his bottom deck. So the thing about Black will always, if you kill things, they'll just grab it back with the overarm Goku. So it's actually, this is just the best form of removal into Black. Yeah. And you eventually whittle down their hand. And another thing about it too, the big thing about 16 up until this set is that there was no way. Your turn, your lineup plays pretty telegraphed. Turn 1, play a cantrip or leave something up for a rival. Turn 2, you ramp, and that's it. This lets you leave again, referring to my finals against Benny. I had the option to ramp, but I also had Kusu in hand, and against Gogeta Zeno, and they can just argue out, I literally just passed my turn without ramping, you know? Yeah. I gave up the ability to ramp just to play this one card that completely just shuts down this deck. This card is insane, and it's just infinitely better against Zamasu. The fact that you play it, it's removes you can literally just aggressively play this as 2. It's just auto. It's autos just like when you play it, right? Counterplay lets you play it on another player's turn, right? Tap this for 2. Alright, Benny, bottom deck a card.
Yeah.
bottom deck a card, and I'll kill any of your 6-drop or less battle cards, right? And it's also a 15k swing. This card is essentially, in essence, a better version of Rubrian because it's a body on the board, it clears a card, and it takes a card out of the hand to the bottom of the deck. Chances are they're never getting that card back.
Yeah, honestly, this card is actually really, really good. So the goal with Gogeta Zeno is like, I knew when I couldn't establish a turn 1 thwarting, it was kind of over for me. I never played it. I never resolved 1 thwarting against John, so it is what it is. I mean, if you haven't picked these up, you know, you heard it here first, you know.
Yeah, you can get your SPR copy. I don't know why I prefer this artwork for whatever reason, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that, but yeah.
And then, you know, 15k beat stick when she stays around, why not?
It's huge. Next we've just got the Unison lineup. We've got obviously 3 God Ceiling, and 4 Boo Unison. Boo Unison's arguably like one of the best Unisons in the game, I'd say. It gives you so much value. Free energy. Double strike blocker, draws you a card, and then can clear anything defensively. I'd say this is arguably the best Unison in the game, and part of the things that like carries blue as a color. And the fact that we're able to play this, if we're going everything on curve, this is a turn 3 play, is just disgusting. And then obviously God Ceiling, again, arguably the best Unison counterplay in the game. Now, this plus Kusu just feels so oppressive. It's very hard once you like get late game board established with this. It's so hard for your opponent to stick anything onto the board. Even stuff that has deflect. Play around God Ceiling, you can't play around Kusu, you know?
Because Kusu is in the auto.
Yep.
The counterplay is just to play this card.
Yep. And then we'll go over the extra card lineup. So this is another change I made. 4 Senzu Bean and then 3 D-Magic. I know a lot of lists play Freeze's Army Reinforcement, or Chill's Army Reinforcement, it's actually called. I decided to cut that completely and just drop the 3 D-Magic. Reason being, there's so many cards in the format that when you play the token or activate counter skill specifically, let's just say now, red can neg it with like Jiren or Piccolo Jr. Unison. Yellow just taps it. Sin just, negates its skills. There's so many cards that exist that just handle the token fairly well. Yeah. And in this, and blue already has like one of the best negates in the game, being D-Magic. Like the fact that I'll spark in D-Magic, I'll get 2 energy back, and if you attack me, I'm most likely going to have more energy to play an extra Android 16. D-Magic is significantly better. And then Senzu Bean, this is a play extender. Senzu Bean's pretty straightforward.
Yep, still the best card in the whole game.
One of the best, yeah. And then Hachiyak. Hachiak's the best SCR in the game. Oh, not sorry. I wouldn't say it's by far the best. It's the best blue SCR in the game by a landslide. But if you're playing blue, you play this card with a trolling. Literally being able to play this, get another turn, insane. Yeah.
Uno skip, very good.
Uno skip. So that's it for the main board. So I will say now, I only brought in 5 cards from the sideboard, being my 2 Kusus, which are now just Masters here, then 3 Westkaya. Not because I think my sideboard is kind of okay. Like after looking back on it, I agree with probably 4 of the next 10 cards here. But I think these are I would still keep Zamasu in the sideboard as much as I dislike it, because it has, when it can be good, it can be really good. Like for example, blue has no way to deal with this card. So if you're able to get this in blue, then fair enough, it's infinite value. Yes, they can do, as I was saying before, Debor, yada, yada, yada. Still really good. Westkai's insane. Again, shout out to Randy.
Randy? Yeah.
Yeah, Randy. So when we played the first game before Top Cut, He smoked me, and then because he just deburred everything I did, right? Debura, Drape, whatever, right? I was able to establish. I brought these in over the Android 18s, these three West guys, and he was bottom decking cards left and right. He ran out of cards fairly quickly in his hand because of this. He just wasn't really able to clear it because it was just so neg. So this is I'd say this is the best card on the side, and then Kusu is also the actual best card on the side.
Honestly, this card's also really good into a lot of like yellow decks as well because they always play like battle cards, with skills and stuff. So yeah, honestly, these cards are really relevant. So like, yeah, very very nice.
And then a big thing about 16 doesn't have the greatest barrier removal in the world. So this is like the barrier removal lineup I have here. I've got 6 cards just dedicated to barrier removal. I think the best two are definitely the Gotenks Unison and the Son Goku Close Quarters. So I'll just quickly run over what they'll do. Close Quarters says if you have a dual color energy, when you combo this card for 2, you just choose a battle card with barrier, ignoring barrier. That's 3 or less and kill it. So you can only kill barrier cards with this. Specifically for yellow, Lord Slug is an annoying card. Even the new Trunks, which are, again, I didn't verse yellow today, so this wasn't... These cards would have felt better if I versed yellow, but I didn't verse yellow. But you pay 2 and just kill any 3-drop ignoring barrier. Being able to do this on your opponent's turn is really nice, so this card will definitely stay in the sideboard as well. And I also say Gotenks Unison is really good too. He's dual attack, he's got blocker, he's -2, just lets you draw 2 cards. But the big reason is the -3. We choose 2 of our opponent's cards, ignoring barrier and bottom deck then. It does suck it takes up the Boo Unison slot, but sometimes we can't clear barrier cards, but we can run this alongside Boo Unison in some matchups anyway. So I think this is, very powerful 4-cost Unison.
Definitely has its merits. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, sometimes it can be better than, when you're doing it aggressively, it can feel really good. Like, dual attack in a lot of cases offensively is much better than double strike. And then lastly, we've got Kaba, SS Kaba, Proud Zenith. When I actually played this deck at Nationals, was playing 52 cards, and I had 2 Kaba in the main, even though right now the correct thing to do is play this deck at 50 cards, because you just want to see your ramp pieces. That's the most important part about the deck. But Kaba has unique dual attack and blocker. It's got a auto at the end of the turn. It goes back to active mode. The way you play this card, you pay active main / battle for 3 energy, one of them having to be blue. And then if you have a total of 3 blue or yellow cards between your battle area and your combo area, you can then play it for the 3. That's pretty easy to do in this deck because it counts blue-green counts to that blue total, so that's fine. All our cards are pretty much blue anyway, so this will always be live if you have 3 of the cards in play. And then the order, it has, the other bit is order, if you play it on your turn, you draw 2 cards, and if you play it on your opponent's turn, you choose you place a battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less at the bottom of your owner's deck. Even though it doesn't say ignoring barrier, the wording of this, because it says place, not choose, it means it actually gets around barrier. I don't know why they worded it like this, but it is a bit cleaner. But I have liked this card in the main board in the past, but right now I feel like there's just better cards to play. I can see it coming into certain matchups, but it just seems okay. This is like one of the lackluster cards on the side. And then the last 4 cards we have is 2 Android 21, the Beautiful Scientist. This is the other 21 we're talking about before. Situationally, can be better than the 5k combo 21, but most of the time you're not even really playing this. And then 2 Absolute Release Ball. It's a beautiful looking card. That's about it.
Honestly, I just think these cards fit the theme, so why not just have it in the sideboard?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But that's it, guys. That's the first place Android 16 deck profile.
Actually, a real question here. Would you consider citing commemorative photo in the future?
Always.
Just for the flex?
For the flex. It could potentially be flex, so...
Alrighty. Any final shout-outs you would like to give?
Any final shout-out? I'd like to just thank TAC for, once again, they hosted a really good event. Using the new Bandai app, it was at first a bit questionable because it was like very slow start to the day. We started up pretty late. But once the whole event started, the app actually made it really smooth to do things. Like, just like, being like, everyone uses their phone. Everyone has their phone on them. Just getting a notification, you're on table 10, 5, 4, 3, just getting notified like when your like round starts and being able to go play. I thought that was huge. So I think TAC and I guess Bandai using the app, utilizing it, really good job. Shout out to the Team Collectors Company. It feels really good. Once again, playing in real life. A lot of people know that I took a break to play from playing online events to commentating them just because I personally didn't have as much fun. And then, shout out to Benny, who, recorded the deck profile, came second at the event today. He would be doing a deck profile, but he's already done it 3 times on the channel, so you guys can check that out. And, that's pretty much it. I just had a really good day. It feels really good that I was able to win with, like, something more rogue at, again, a high-level event here in Australia. And, I think that's about it, guys.
Yeah, basically, our whole team top, there was 4 of us that came today. Me, John, Peter, and also Will. Unfortunately, Glenn couldn't come, but it is what it is. But, shout out to the whole team. Everyone made top 16. Hopefully, we could get a deck profile for Will, playing Vegeta SS4 Ram, and Peter playing Demigra. So,
yeah, we've got some cool stuff to, look forward to. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And, we'll see you all next time.
Signing out.
Signing out.
Peace.